Imagine this: a new employee starts her job only to find not just professional challenges, but an unexpected war with a colleague who's always been the center of attention. From petty jabs to a jaw-dropping incident during a work call witnessed by 22 people, this story is a true corporate thriller of betrayal and the fight for justice. Why does management turn a blind eye to blatant toxicity? And will the main character succeed in putting the audacious Sarah in her place? This is Reddit Storytime, the channel where I share real people's stories. A girl, let's call her Sarah, has had something against me since day one, ever since I took the position of Sarah's best friend in my company. Since I started working, she's been undermining my work. It's gotten to the point where I now have to copy her boss on every email just so she behaves normally. I've been in my position for a year and a half, and everyone knows how she treats me. Everyone knows it's a problem. I've never provoked or encouraged this situation in any way, but she still makes biting comments about my work. On one of our calls, there were 22 people present, including both of our managers, as well as several higher-level executives. I had to remind everyone about a task they each needed to complete. And at that moment, Sarah said, "Back off," but much more seriously. The call went silent for several long seconds. Then I continued, but everyone heard it. At first, I thought I misheard, because I couldn't believe she'd actually said that. After the call, my colleagues came up to me and confirmed they had also heard it clearly. I know Sarah works from home, but we all heard it. She wasn't on mute, and there was no video evidence she was talking to someone else, since her camera was off, which is actually frowned upon in our company. About an hour later, James, a made-up name, called me into a conference room and said there are issues in the company. He apologized for what happened this morning on the call, and also noted that there's no proof connecting this incident to the history of my relationship with her. I want to have some sort of written documentation that this really happened. I can't find the corporate handbook, but part of me wants to write an email about this and ask James to confirm the incident in writing. What else can I do in this situation? Comments. Be sure to mention in your report to HR how many people were present on the call. Describe how it negatively affected your ability to do your job and the team's morale. Make it clear that you just want to do your job well. Focus on this rather than the other person's character as much as possible. When someone reacts unprofessionally, it can undermine your ability to manage and deliver projects. It's blatantly disrespectful, and this type of negative behavior poisons a team. It's rude and unprofessional, but ultimately the company decides how professional they want to be. Realistically, if someone's allowed to speak to you like that in a group setting, this probably won't go anywhere. They're actively choosing this person's comfort over yours. Of course, you can file a report, but it probably won't do much because people can always claim it's unclear who actually said it. But 20 people were present and can confirm. Sometimes it feels like Sarah knows where the bodies are buried or something, because it's odd how the company allows people to treat others this way. Some companies really do have a toxic culture. For example, my department head was furious when I applied the drug and alcohol policy to him a few weeks ago. In our first conversation, he told me, "I'll ruin you, professionally and personally." It's a never-ending topic, and I feel like practically everyone has a story like this to tell. Update 1, she sent me a message, "Hey, I just realized that my slip this morning was unfortunate. My computer decided to restart at that moment for the 4th time this morning, and my laptop was glitching. Sorry if you thought that was directed at you." It's worth noting that she didn't actually apologize for what she did, just for how I took it. This doesn't help, considering our previous conflicts due to her snide remarks and undermining my work. So everyone who was on the call believes her action was deliberate and malicious, whether or not she meant to say it while not on mute. I sent an email with all this to James, including her reply. I didn't respond to Sarah's message. Update 2. James is relatively new to his role, since he's taking over Tim's job, so I don't blame him or expect much from him. He's been in the position less than a week. Given that, I reached out to James's boss, Paul, who usually joins our Monday calls, though he was on vacation this time. Paul wasn't happy about what happened and asked for more details about our previous issues with Sarah. I have notes about some of the minor things she's done in the past, like claiming my work was wrong when it was actually correct, and other instances. Tim was always on my side, would defend me, and would talk to her manager. I was promised an update after they talked to her by Friday. Update 3. I still haven't heard anything. There have been a lot of changes and vacations among the management, Paul included. I'll follow up with Paul as soon as he's back. The restart she mentioned just shows up as a pop-up you can delay for an hour. Sometimes a restart is actually needed, but those instances are rare. I got confirmation from others on the call that she muted herself immediately after making that comment. Then, after I finished my report, she had a question or complaint about the topic, but it was answered and resolved quickly. Comments 2. It's really sad to read about such toxic behavior at work. Sarah is clearly abusing her position and crossing professional boundaries. Instead of constructively resolving work issues, she stoops to personal attacks and undermines the team's atmosphere. This is absolutely unacceptable, and management should be much tougher in their response. It seems like your company has been ignoring the problem for far too long, and now it's backfiring on everyone. Sarah's behavior is classic passive aggression, inappropriate comments in public chats, trying to diminish others' work. None of this should be happening, especially not in a healthy company culture. An apology like, "Sorry if you took it that way," isn't an apology. It's trying to shift responsibility. I'm surprised that the situation has lasted this long, and that the company is essentially enabling such destructive behavior. Respect must be a shared value. If many people witness the incident, everyone should support the person who was wronged. This story clearly shows how important it is to maintain a healthy atmosphere within a team and not to stay silent about toxic behavior. When someone allows themselves to make personal attacks or show passive aggression, it not only destroys trust, but also demotivates the entire team. It's important to remember, do not stay silent, document such incidents in writing, and reach out to management or HR to protect your rights. Only collective intolerance toward unprofessional behavior can help build a working environment where respect comes first. Thank you for watching this incredible story with us. If it was interesting or valuable to you, like and subscribe to the channel so as not to miss the next stories.